I just want, for those interested in hosting their own like mega festivals or multi-day events, are there some key takeaways that you've learned from this whole planning process, planning this big festival, that you could maybe give them advice on?
Yeah, I think you're never able to do it alone. You've got to surround yourself with a team of people who have different talents. You don't want to surround yourself with the same type of person. Especially during COVID, when you've got to identify and be able to think outside the box to make things happen. But having a good, strong team, that is committed to communication, and keeping everybody in the loop. No surprises. I think that's like probably one of the most important things. Those folks who are executive directors or event chairs or whatever your title may be, just don't think that you got to do it all. If you've got good people surrounding you, they want to help you. And that's been a bit of a challenge for me because I'm new, and I'm trying to be as involved with every step of the process because I want to learn. But some of them are like, Brad, just back off. We got this. And I'm like, all right, I'm not trying to micromanage you. I just, I want to know if something goes wrong. I want to at least have a good understanding of, what happened and why did we run into this snag. So, to me, it's definitely about, compiling that strong team of diverse people, folks who think differently and engage with them and collaborate. I like to throw out ideas, and sometimes I'll throw out a stupid idea just to see what their reaction is. But what it does is it makes them start to think, well, no, we can't do it that way, but we could do it this way. Mm-hmm. So it's always interesting to have those collaboration brainstorming times with your team. And, a lot of times that I feel like that helps empower them because sometimes you're using some of their ideas and it just creates that buy-in even more in their commitment to success. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I feel from a large festival standpoint. You can't do it alone. You got to have good people around you. And, getting those folks to commit to, whatever that end goal is. So that's probably my biggest piece of advice to, everybody who's listening.
Yeah. Especially if there's so many moving parts, you definitely need a team and solid communication. So figure out how you guys all work together so that, it could really, you don't have any gaps or cracks in the process. But
the other thing too is, and because we're so big and we have so many volunteers and we are a nonprofit, and, it's hard. And this is one of the questions that came up in my interview was, how do you reward and how do you motivate your volunteers? And, that's, in a smaller organization, it might be a little bit easier. You could have, a party, or you can recognize them with, some type of piece of swag or something like that. But, in our organization, I mean, we break the budget, if we had to buy, 1,000 polo shirts or feed, 1,000 people if we didn't have a sponsor or whatever. And, we try to keep our pricing affordable to our ticket holders and participants. And, find creative ways. That's another thing. It's just to find creative ways, to recognize your volunteers, because for us, they're the lifeblood of the festival. The festival would not happen without them. It's easy to, just to kind of pass by. But I mean, these folks are dedicating and committing and volunteering their time, to help you succeed, to reach your goal. And finding that unique and special way to recognize those folks is sometimes hard, but I think it's essential.
Yeah. What ways do you like? What do you guys do for recognizing your volunteers?
Well, we do some simple things. We have a ribbon, and this is something very traditional, but it is something that the folks are very proud of. We do throughout festival week, all of our event chairs and volunteers will have different colored ribbons. And so it recognizes, kind of what their position is in the festival, and make folks that are kind of at the lower level are aspiring to, move up and get that, the different colored, ribbon. We also something, um, we also have, things as simple as lanyards with like with their name and their event. So, and there's different colors for that. And so people, aspiring to become event chairs, or they're a volunteer, or they're, part of an event, it kind of gives them special recognition, that they, they were part of the festival, and folks that walk around, people may ask, hey, I've got a question, because they think, oh, you know, you've got a lanyard with your name on it. You're important.
Mm-hmm.
Even simple things like that. We have done a post festival gathering in the past with our volunteers. That it hasn't happened since I've been here, because we obviously haven't had a festival. But what we found there were people they were so tired from the festival that by the end of the week they were like,
They're done.
I don't think I want to go to the
Yeah.
So we're constantly exploring ways, and we don't have the magic wand that works perfectly for us. We're gonna continue to work on that, because it is a way to keep them motivated.
Yeah.
It's a way for us to say thank you.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think there's a perfect science to it, and everybody has, their own unique event, which, they just gotta, kind of gotta be creative with it. So.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's fine to be simple as long as you're taking the time to acknowledge them and thank them. Because at the end of the day, I think it's safe to assume that most volunteers are volunteering because it's something they're passionate about. They want to be involved. They want to be there. So at least for me, when I volunteered for events before, like I just get excited that I'm even accepted as a volunteer and I'm working the event alone. So when you go that extra step and be like, okay, here's a name tag, here's a ribbon, we would just want to let you know, like, thank you, and you're part of this team. It means a lot. So you really don't have to do a whole bunch.